So, sorry about that interruption. Had to speak to my boss there for a second about an upcoming employee eval. But interruptions, life is full of them. So, anyway, back to the matter at hand. Still on my way to work. I'm about to get on the highway, which, again, someone else running a red light. What is it with people, man? Like, the lights exist for a reason, man. This isn't like they're not a suggestion. You know what I mean? Street signs, street lights, they're not suggestions. They're not, you can stop if you want, or you can go if nobody's around. Like, red means stop. That's it. Like, I don't know why that's so hard for me. Just flip and stop. It's not going to kill you to use the brakes on your car for what they were designed for at all. Like, just do it. Use your brakes and come to a complete stop. Anyway, on the highway now, short little trip between here and where I work. And again, like I said before, this is without traffic, a literal 15-minute drive. 15 minutes. Simple. Traffic, forget it. Doubling. 30 minutes to get from my house to my job. Might actually be a little bit less than 30 minutes. Because right now, even though there's other people on the road, it's moving. People are moving. Apparently, they have places to be too. So hopefully, this continues. And the only reason I would have to stop is stop signs and stoplights. Because unlike a couple of the idiots I've already encountered today, literally right now, I stop at the signs, at the lights, because that's what you're supposed to do. And the yellow light is infamous for people flipping accelerating so that they don't get hit by the red. You know what the yellow actually means? And if you can believe it, yellow means yield. Yield means slow down. Be cautious. That's why it's the color yellow. Yellow is a cautious color. It means to slow down. Be prepared to stop. Not accelerate so you don't have to. That's what the green is for. Green means go. Yellow means slow down because here comes the red. So you can stop. Ta-da. Not a difficult concept at all. Unfortunately, like anything else in existence, dumb people make easy things more difficult. Come on now. Really? I'm trying to switch over and this guy in his Ford Explorer doing everything he can to stay in my blind spot. Do not drive in people's blind spots. Please. There's a reason why it's called the blind spot. Because they can't see you. Don't make it a habit. If you're on a motorcycle, depending on the bike, because some bikes are louder than others, so you can hear them. Be like, oh wait, I hear a bike next to me. If I can't see it, then the dummy is in my blind spot. But you can still be in somebody's blind spot. They can't see you if you're in a car. You are literally in what would be somebody's blind spot, and you actively make the choice to continue to drive there in that particular spot, You deserve to be run off the road. You deserve to be pitted and put right into the wall. It makes no sense. There's absolutely no reason why you would actively drive in somebody's blind spot. Zero. Zip, zero, no reason. Because that driving in that particular spot helps literally nobody. You're putting yourself in danger and putting the other driver whose blind spot you're sitting in an awkward position. Because they're actively, in some cases, actively engaged in trying to maybe switch lanes. Now, they're not going to switch if there's somebody there. Duh, you cannot occupy the same space as another solid object. However, if you're the dummy sitting in their blind spot and they hit you, you deserve to have both your kneecaps broken with a tire iron. Simple as that. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Drive with some sense. Drive with some intelligence. It's perfectly okay to accelerate or decelerate, especially if you have no plans to pass the person whose blind spot you're currently sitting in. It's perfectly okay. Like, hey, you know what? Let me just slow down. Especially if all of a sudden you hear, or not hear, you see the turn signal. Oh man, this person must be wanting to change lanes. Let me just get the hell out of their way so that they don't hit me. No, we have absolutely geniuses on the road who make it an absolute habit to sit in this one particularly dangerous position for nothing less than they couldn't give a rat's ass. Like, really? It's unnecessary. It really is. It puts undue stress on the other driver, and again, puts them in an awkward position where the likelihood of them hitting another person, specifically you if you're driving in that position, is unnecessary. Don't do it. Just don't do it. So, don't do it. Just don't sit in those positions, please. Um, what else? Well, I mean, more than anything else, just be safe when you're on the road, because you have to remember, even small cars, like a smart car or something, small, you're still looking at something that weighs a couple thousand pounds. You know, you hit somebody with that, they could easily lose control of their vehicle. So now you've created a situation where a solid piece of steel, aluminum, fiberglass in some cases, is now out of control, moving where other people are. It. Why would you want to create that situation? Like, why would you make the conscious effort to drive a particular way that creates those situations? It honestly, it doesn't make any sense to me. My whole point, and if you've ever been in the car with me, for those of you that have, is I would rather not go out and have to drive somewhere. Like, if it was up to me, I would just not go anywhere. Now, it doesn't necessarily make me a boring person, but I've seen enough people come into the ER with accidents, from car accidents. Sometimes they're okay, not even bumps and bruises. They're more scared than anything, which happens. You lose control of your car. you hit somebody or you hit the wall or whatever. It's a scary situation when something you normally have control of, you lose that control, especially something as big and heavy as a car. But other times, people come in absolutely destroyed. Like we're talking about the full collar, making sure their neck doesn't move so they don't further injure themselves or end up paralyzed. Um, there's a guy last night. Obviously, can't use names or any kind of specific details about this particular person. I won't even give you race or gender, although I just said this guy. All that. Um, this guy comes in. Now he didn't even come in via rescue like most people who have motor vehicle access tend to come in. Call 911 from the scene, get brought in, evaluated. What? This guy walked, and I was the one that actually did the registration, banded all that good stuff. And this guy had a very nasty case of road rash. Now, by his own admission, he was on a bike. I would assume a motorcycle, given the amount of road rash he had, both on his front and back. Yeah, he looked like he fought the ground and the ground won. The fact that he walked away or was able to walk at all is surprising to me, especially since people who ride motorcycles and those of you that are on two wheels understand that if you wreck on a bike, there's very little to help you out. There's helmets, there's, padded jackets that you can wear. But outside of those two things, yeah, you're pretty much going to hit the ground and, yeah, almost become one with it. That's why I prefer a car, because I have all of this that protects me, along with seatbelts and airbags that protect me in accidents. It Yeah, I don't like driving because I've seen the effects of having these accidents. I don't ever want to be in that position. So if I can remove myself from the equation, remove myself from any potential accidents by just not being on the road to begin with, I'm in. I'd rather be home anyway. That's where all my stuff is. That's where my bed is. Nice comfy bed, bathroom, food, stuff to drink. Like all that stuff is at home. Like really the only reason I leave my house, even before COVID hit, was literally work, home. Occasionally the short trip to see my kids when they used to live down. That was it. That was it. Simple. It was A to B, back to A. Sometimes B was another location, but never too far away. Occasionally I'd make the unnecessarily long trip to my mother's house, or now to where my kids live, which it's even farther away than that. Then for that, I would spend, the time on the road because, seeing somebody I care about. But other than that, I'd rather be home simply because you never know. And as much confidence as you have in your own ability to drive, I worry about other people because those are the people that cause the most issues. Perfect example. Almost every single person that comes into my ER for a motor vehicle accident is the person that got hit. Not the person that did the hitting, the person that got hit. The one on the receiving end of the accident. What does that tell you? I almost never get people in that say, yeah, I caused an accident. yeah, I, you know, hit somebody. Oh, I hit something and lost control or whatever. It's never that way. It's always the people on the receiving end. Ridiculous more than anything. But anyway, so I am here. I basically was running out the clock, and I'll be clocking in soon. So you guys have a good day. Be sure to stay safe out there. Do not make it a habit of driving like you don't know any better, because I know you do. We all took the test. We all took the practical exam, and we still see people out on the road. So don't be one of those people. If you have no reason to be out, don't be out. So anyway, by all means, search for the name above. BHC, that's Black Hood Crew underscore Darkness 30XX. That's me. Um, like, subscribe, comment down below. Uh, by all means, I get these things on my phone, so I'm gonna know if you said something or not. For those of you that did chime in, have a good day. For everyone else that's watching this after the fact, stay safe.